this report where we are saying the shift in the IT design, right? Predominantly, even 4 years ago, if you look at it, PeopleSoft, SAP, CRM, SQL systems, any organization you look at it, they basically are product centric in any which way or other, right? So we call that the systems of record. And if you look at most of the IT spend that happens in any IT company, right, it predominantly goes to the hardware and the network areas. And then now cloud is mostly becoming mainstream. So I would say any enterprise or any information that could be easily consumed by the end consumer, they say, okay, I can take a 30 to 40% of my cost into the cloud and some of them in premise. So there is a hybrid model that is coming in the network and hardware infrastructure. But going forward, what the take is, there is a radical shift from system of record to system of engagement, right? So system of record is something that we already know, the transaction systems, the reporting systems, and so on. Systems of engagement follows the task of a daily work, right? So for example, today, if I am a clinician and if I am having, I log into this system to get this report, then after that I go here, I check my status here, then I log into the third system. How do I be able to kind of mask those sets of systems and then have a different type of a process on top of it, so that I don't have to have my productivity losses in using system of records and transition to the system of engagement. And that's a very strong way that we see in how IT is actually transforming itself in terms of, don't be like a system where you go and you have to do what the system asks you to do. Rather, you try to kind of look at the tasks that you want to do and then string them together, and the system gives it to you. So this is a different type of mindset. So that is one data point. The other data point, if you look at it, the investments are changing, right? So if you look at 2011, even 80% are predominantly the maintenance services that even the customers were paying for us in managing their systems, right? So most of the IT spend, if you look at it, about 80% is being spent on system of record, and then what we predict in 2016 is half of that is cut short, and then where we are basically looking at is looking at system of engagement based systems where the IT investment is, right? And then if you look at even mobile devices, this is predominantly on the enterprise side of things, right? About 15% of the IT spending is predominantly coming in the mobile. So there's a lot of shift in the way the spend is happening and how the consumerization is kind of setting into the edge. So given that, so how should this is a much more of a broader thing. All of these companies, if you look at it, these companies were all not existing, say like for example 2000 and before. All of these kind of, they came in rather as startups, right? And then if you look at each one of the effects, like Google, any information you seek, anything you want to search equals Google, right? If you look at Skype, I can be anywhere, I'm a frequent traveler, I Skype, I talk to a person, right? So each one of this effect is like it cuts the middleman out, and then whomever I want to reach, there is a platform and then there is the end user, and then there is a connect, right? So what we are saying is, for each one of this, which kind of took the principle and then broke the connection where I need to do 10 different things. Here is the user and then there is another user and then there is that instant connect. So that instant way, how we could take this effect and then move that to enterprise, right? So that is the idea what we are basically saying, okay, this will be the enterprise of the future. And that is where SMAX comes in, where here we actually we avoided putting desktop services and then put in mobile, and then we introduced social and analytics platform rather than showing transactional systems. Is because SMAC is more of an embracing umbrella, where the transactional systems were the heroes of this century, right? But now if you look at it, SMAC is basically an umbrella on top of it where you have enough data already, right? So the data explosion is already happening. how much of meaning that you're making in the data, how much channels that this data is being delivered, right? Where this data is being stored. So that is where predominantly SMAC is operating. So if you look at the fundamental foundation of SMAC, why people talk about SMAC is because of the fact that how the new architecture is emerging, where the social, the mobile and analytics channels are coming together to make a newer way of working for the newest users and users. Right? So you don't have to be a typical IT user or a system user to get your functions. So this is just a reflection of Cognizant's investment into some of the SMAC related solutions. So we have Asset Cloud, Cloud 360. Cloud 360, this is another startup within Cognizant. So what we thought is there are Microsoft has its own cloud services, Amazon has their own cloud services. So there are many cloud services, right? Now what if a customer have 2 or 3 cloud services? He has to administer them, provision them, deprovision them, scale them. So there are a lot of tasks around it. Now if Cloud 360 was there, how about all these things are managed as a black box to the customer, right? So that is more of a 360-degree solution, which is sitting on top of all the other cloud providers right now. So I'm not going to go into delve into this, but just to give a feel of the startup-based organizations that existing within Cognizant. SMAC customers, we started in 2010. Predominantly there were some very core groups in different verticals. There were retail verticals, manufacturing verticals. Each one had their specific ideas. What happened in the 4-year tenure is that whole group collapsed and became the next generation team, which just focuses on startups with innovative ideas. So that today, if you have an idea within, like for example, any company, what happens is that idea, you go to the project manager, he may like or not like the idea, it will be a small value add to the project. But then if it is becoming a separate organization of its own, the idea and if there is enough muscle to the idea, it can really get its teams to see the solution that is applied to a larger company. So that's where the talent strength and then the revenue strength that is being and our aspiration is by end of 2014 timeframe, we want to really become a $1 billion organization just driving SMAC solutions.
So the horizontal working with the
it is a horizontal working, but not in a single vertical.
I know.
So mobile first, why mobile first, right? So this is the larger organization that we talk predominantly on mobility. So mobility, again, if you look at most of our areas, we say, okay, it all starts with planning, then building your solutions, either build products or solutions, and then you pretty much manage the solutions for your customer. So this just gives predominantly the strength of the mobile-centric organization. Most of the time goes, even today, predominantly on the planning side of mobility. Most of the organizations even today, they are not planned for mobility. I mean, we talk about PIOD, we talk about 2 or 3 apps that is being developed, but is there a sustained way by which a solution is being managed? Not necessarily, right? So that's where we kind of have that entire ecosystem to service. This is a very important slide in the sense that we talked about systems of engagement, right? How did it all came about? The way I look at it is, mobile was always that the secondary way. Right? You always have a desktop to do things, and even if you go to many of your when I go to my customer, you basically say, hey, this is how this product works on a PC, this is how the user logs in, develop the screen, here is the menu, click this list, here is the form, you click it, you submit, it has to happen. We are still in the web mindset, right, where there is a set of menus, there is a list, you touch it, and then there is a form. You right? That's a typical product mindset. And that's where mobile, when you bring in an iPad and you put a consumer mindset on top of it, there's a huge conflict there. 80% of your desktop functions is useless in your mobile functions if you do it as well. Right? That's the blatant truth, at least, convincing many of our customers. When we first did our first mobile project, typically what they'll say is, here is the website, make this website work in this mobile. I know there is this form factor problem, take away this menu, just show this menu, but then, data entry is a problem. So what was the problem there? You were treating a mobile device as a secondary screen, just like you're using your desktop. But the mood of the consumer is so different, right? If you look at a mobile consumer, he is already doing something. At that point, you cannot say, okay, hey, can you send fill me a feedback form. And so the function itself has a conflict on how the usage works. So that's where what we basically say is, mobile as a secondary channel today it still exists. Mobile-enabled desktop websites. You take certain integration functions and move to mobile. So that's what I call it as mobile as secondary channel. Mobile first is, there are certain areas today, if you look at it, that where you want to basically look at mobile first. I think if you guys have heard Facebook, they took a very important decision last year, where they said, I will now start looking at Facebook functionality first for mobile, then for desktop. Because when they started introducing certain features for Facebook, the clicks from mobile, when they did the analytics, that were far superseding some of their desktop way of Facebook users. And I think it has already been done where Facebook already have seen their mobile users have superseded their desktop. Right? So taking that cue, many of your customers, like for example, Flipkart and mobile, are there enough use cases where you would buy most of your products using your mobile devices in Flipkart rather than desktop, right? So that is the kind of questions you might need to ask, where to bring a functionality to a mobile user. If you look at ICICI Bank app, right, it's a very fat app. They took all the functionality in the desktop and they force-fit it into an iPad, and then they said, not many users are logging in. Right, apparently so, because of the kind of throughput. An iPad, even though it has this quad-core processor and all that, there is a performance delay. Right, so you need to basically see, number one, whether it serves your user, number two, whether it is performance or not. Right, so that is the fundamental of a mobile first, where you try and look at very carefully what are the certain functions that fly in mobile. Right, that's the second part. The third part is, since we say 2016 and 2020, but there are certain companies like Airtel, they have this concept called, value-added services. When I visited them on Gurgaon, basically they said, I don't care about computer anymore. You just tell me what you work in mobile. So you come up with ideas. And apparently I came to know as part of that meeting, they make more money in ringtone business rather than the data plan. Amazing, isn't it? Because that is what works for India. There is huge volume. So the first thing there is ringtone business. Second is astrology business. Third is devotion business. What songs I would like to share. So it's a radical shift. They wanted to kind of hit the mobile market itself, right? So they don't want to look at computing at all. So that's what I call the mobile only. This is some of the the transformative work that we did. Setting up virtual pharmacies, or these are given in industry there are certain very important areas which is easy for being mobile enabled. Like for example, the first thing that you could have all would have encountered is the Salesforce area, right? A sales guy, he wanted to show something, a medical sales representative, he wanted to show something on his device. There are more physicians in the globe who are giving appointments for people having iPads than you showing, your brochures and pamphlets. right? So that was the single most motivation factor where iPad first took that sales rep detailing concept, right? So some of those things that we have done, most of the areas where we have done work is how I can set up a center of excellence in mobility within the enterprise class. Most of our work came from there. Actually, this is the most important part of my presentation. Where what I thought was, given mobile first as your principle, what will make value in what areas in mobility, right? So if you were to look at that, I looked at it as from 4 types, right? One is there is a huge. If you go to Bangalore, there are at least I have heard 30 companies which is just focused on user engagement, right? User engagement is all about today a creative designer gets paid more than a developer. So if you're you think that you're an Apple developer and I can get paid so much per hour, sorry, the creative can get paid more, right? So the user engagement to startups really has a lot of value today. Then comes the mobile first business startup where you basically look at a business process, but then we have developed a way by which how you kind of take mobile value in a business process, right? For example, clinical trials. I don't know whether you heard this or not. 6 months back, Pfizer basically announced something called remote clinical monitoring. It is that cases where, like for example, they find this great drug, right? And then they take like 50 people and then try this drug and then make sure that that's not adverse effects and all that. So that is actually a very a laborious process. But then now they handed mobile devices and iPads to those patients to self-monitor themselves after you take the drug. See whether there are certain adverse reactions or you develop temperatures because you took it. And then that whole process, the clinical process, was mobile enabled and made mobile, right? So those are newer processes that come about because of SMAC and mobility related areas. So that is why we basically focus on business and business related ideas. Then intersection space. So for example, there's a lot of SMAC related data that is coming in. How do I kind of put it in mobility? So then that is more of intersection space startup. MBAS is how many places have heard MBAS? It's called mobile backend as a service. So what it means is this is again if you put the word MBAS in your startup and ask me, they will get it. Because there's a lot of I don't know whether it's hype, but then the enterprise is ready to give a lot of dollars in basically making their IT ready for mobility, right? So you can basically say, okay, hey, I have a huge SharePoint system with a lot of media, a lot of data. You don't know what that is. You don't know how the users are behaving. Okay, now welcome MBAS, right? So that's the way MBAS driven services startup looks like. So what that means is, for example, if it is an engagement driven startup, just think about all the different things that a mobile can do but not a desktop can do. Right? There are about 34 different features which a mobile can do. And if you add these 2 or 3 things together, you can have a new value proposition to your customer. Right? So that's the way you think about it. If you think about say a desktop, what do you think about? Think about a keyboard, think about a screen, and think about a mouse. Right? But then here it's more multi-modal, right? Can I introduce an image capture as part of my form? Right? So there are various different ways you look at it. Can notification make up an application and do something? Right? Can you do a WebEx as part of your system function? So there are different ways by which you can actually enrich and elaborate your current business function and make it much more appealing for your user. Right? So these are some of those things that I have put in here. Just by WebEx conferencing, right? There was a use case where a doctor wanted to make examine a patient, right? So they basically what they did in the US, there was this use case where you on a click of a button, your entire case history goes as part of the WebEx. You are able to see the patient, and then based on that case history, you can actually say whether I can prescribe this drug for this dosage or not, right? So that WebEx value, once we did it for one client, we signed up with 6 or 7 healthcare clients. Same use case, but then it kind of added so much value for their business also, right? So that's where we are basically saying, if you can think about, how smart can my engagement be between two users, you can basically see, your startup kind of looking at just the engagement part. Business first, where mobile first for businesses, right? So these are some of the examples where bankers are focusing on, health services are focusing on, and if you just Google or Chennai Systems or Viva, they're basically looking at how do I kind of build an experience and sell the experience, right? So if you watch, if you're a YouTube watcher, you see all these ads come about. Most of these ads, how can it be contextual while you're watching the video? What should be the duration of this ad? Whether he will close the ad or not, right? So there are different, variations by which you could introduce an ad, right? So Chennai Systems predominantly does that. What they do is they take the solution and then they basically add these experience on top of it, right? So that's the vertical mobile cases. This is predominantly for the B2E, B2B segments. If you look at the mobile infrastructure setup, I think IBM, we saw a lot of work-life related areas where they were fulfilling some of these things, but each one of them is actually a lot of work is going on at this point in time by thousands of different startup companies in various different areas, right? So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. I'll just show you one last set of slides. I promise I'll run 1 second per slide. This is basically to kind of show you how the IT consumerization is changing the whole landscape, right? So we talk about work-life blur, we talk about digital generation. The way we kind of use this computing is changing, right? So if you look at that, you're looking at restaurants doing this. We did this for Red Robin. Then cops using iPads on their go. They're able to look at the criminal history and lookups. We're looking at movie directors. See where all computing has gone now, right? There are different personas that is doing computing related work. Pilots, they used to have instruction manuals. US Airways completely did away with that. If you look at DJs, they have, if you see that lady having multiple iPads, you can have a drum iPad, you can have a guitar iPad, and then you can play that, right? So that's another use for them. Soccer coaches, right? Doing game plan events using mobile solutions. A typical tourist learning the new place that they are looking at. Politicians using their own game planning using iPads. Folks, delivering sermons using iPads. This is a typical, how you distribute field services using iPad, retail services, bank. This I think 6 months back, this became actually a standard in the US where you can actually take a photograph of a check and then you can actually cash it.